I have Chanel's number 18, the Eau de Toilette, a sample. So I've smelled the EDP in store before, but for some reason it's really hard to find a sample of that one. I've noticed with 18, the EDP, Bel Respiro, and Mesia, it's really hard for me to find samples. Mesia will pop up occasionally. Uh, 18, maybe I've seen it. I don't know if I've ever seen Bell or Spiro. I'd put La Pazzo in there too. I actually got an EDP sample, but I'd imagine they don't make too many samples of these anymore. Maybe because they don't sell well. You know, I think this one might sell the least from what I heard, or at least I don't see that many reviews on it. They don't make this one anymore, the EDT, of course. I think they discontinued them in 2016 and changed to the EDP format. So I would like to do a comparison of the EDT and EDP eventually, but for now I have this EDT to sample, and immediately what I get when I first spray this, it is a little difficult to describe. I wouldn't say it's weird, but it is unique in its own way. I do get a musky, irisy, slightly floral, slightly cumin vibe on the opening. The floral, it isn't like a huge floral. There is a floral aspect to it, but I feel like it's blended really well with the musk and the iris. I would say there's fruitiness too, so it's like a slightly sweet, slightly fruity. All of this is slightly. It's just blended all together. Cumin, floral, musky, slightly warm, irisy. The cumin dissipates within about, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour on my skin. I don't really get that cumin. I feel like it makes it somewhat interesting. It's not overdone, but it is there, and I feel like that could turn people away from this fragrance if you don't like cumin. I feel like it makes it just interesting enough, but it can make this nice composition seem kind of foul in a way, if you know how cumin is. But on the dry down, I get like a musky, slight iris, slight fruity, maybe wine like. I don't really get too much spice in this one. I've seen people compare this to like a alcoholic beverage or something. I can see like a white wine, maybe. I don't even know if white wine has a smell. I mean, I'm sure it does, but maybe it has a white wine smell. I don't really like boozy stuff, but this I feel like is pretty good. I think this is an underrated Chanel. If you like Comet, I feel like this might even be a better option in my opinion. I feel like Comet is kind of stuffy, and it has like an overbearing sweetness, slight stuffiness, and then the cherry blossom. Although I think Comet is good, I'd probably prefer this over that one. I think that one can be too much. And if you like this Chanel DNA, I feel like oftentimes they are light, and this kind of goes with that, at least with the exclusive. But it seems like the popular Chanels that people talk about are not the light ones. Coral Mendel, Le Lion. These are not the lighter ones. So it kind of depends on what you want. But I don't really get any comparisons to number 5. I mean, I'm sure this has aldehydes in it, but number 5 is just so aldehydic and stuffy and screechy to me. This one is more calm, cozy, warm, well blended. I've seen people refer to this as cold as well. I think it's pretty comforting in my opinion. Um, but yeah, it's slightly difficult to describe. I've seen people say woody. I don't really get a lot of woody. I just get like this fruitiness. I almost thought about this if they added patchouli to this. it would be like a fruit chuli or whatever, like patchouli and fruit. That's really popular right now, but in a Chanel way. I'm glad they didn't add patchouli. I think it would be too much. But this is really well blended. I think uh, Jackie's Poles, Olivia Poles' father, I believe, created this one. Um, I suspect that the EDP probably has like a slight more vanilla, slight more like woodiness, vetiver. It seems like the EDPs add this like modern sweet musk and a little bit of vanilla to make it more mass appealing, and a little bit of vetiver. That's kind of like the DNA I get on these EDPs. From what I remember, I think that one was kind of like that. I'll have to smell it again, but I like this one. I don't think I would buy it. I don't think it's worth the money, but if you collect Chanel exclusives, I feel like number 18 is a good one. I feel like, I don't know, this might be in the top 5 for me. It would be somewhere around like 4, 5, 6, like around the 5th of my favorite out of, I don't know how many they have, a dozen or something like that. So it is good. I don't think the fruit's overdone. I think it's actually dosed appropriately. I think this is unisex, but if I had to pick, it leans feminine, in a classical sense, or really in a modern sense. A lot of classical feminine fragrances smell masculine in today's standards, but I think the slightly musky, irisy, slight fruit, calm, it leans more feminine. It's not loud or brash or strong or cologne or anything like that. But I think anybody can wear this. I think you would just smell like clean, like, I don't want to say soapiness because it's not soapy, but it just smells like clean skin kind of. But yeah, this one's a good one. I like it. One of the better exclusives for me, but it is confusing. I think it warrants having several more wears to understand. This is one that I'm always on the fence about. It might smell different one day from the next, and it's a little confusing because, yeah, it just smells different from time to time. And some days I really like it, and some days I don't. Maybe it's the cumin in the opening, or maybe it's I think it's too fruity, or I don't know what it is, but it's unique. It's unique, I feel like, and you should try it if you haven't tried number 18.